When the playoff race heats up, these two are always in the furnace. It's perennial contenders Union Omaha and Greenville Triumph once again meeting on ESPN Plus, brought to you by Centris Federal Credit Union. Welcome one and all to the broadcast. My name is Mark Jones. We're excited to be bringing you this historic matchup between these two sides. It's always a big game when they play, and there's a reason why. It's because they're always in contention. Union Omaha, with a victory, would jump the Charlotte Independents for first place in the standings. They also have the games in hand on top of that. 29 points apiece. They would have the tiebreaker in the wins category. Greenville, meanwhile, are trying to get into one of the spots to have a home playoff game, and should things continue to go well, then they'll have aspirations to jump even further up the standings. It really is tight at the top end of the League One table. These two sides, always a pleasure when they go up against each other. It was a 1-0 result in favor of Union Omaha and Greenville earlier this season. This is just the second meeting between these two sides this year. Let's take a look at some players to highlight for these two sides. First off, it's going to be on the Omaha side of things. Pedro Dolabella, 8 goals in regular season play this year. You can tack on quite a few more if you want to incorporate the Jägermeister Cup. But the fact of the matter is he can plug in anywhere in the middle of the pitch, whether it be further up, further back, holding in sort of a deep roll. Dominic Casciao told me no matter where you put him, he's going to give you 100% of his effort and his understanding of the position. Meanwhile, on the Greenville side of things, Leo Castro back in the starting 11, which is huge for Rick Wright's side. He brings an air of confidence, the veteran striker, when he's out on the pitch, and they've been needing more goals. He can open up space for his teammates. He can find opportunities for himself. He's a wily veteran. They are happy to have him back, that's for sure. So, can Omaha fly up to first place, or will Greenville get payback for earlier in the season? All the action and drama in this, the 12th ever meeting, up next on ESPN Plus. Lineups and kickoff are up next.
People, place, purpose. These are the pillars of Union Omaha. Our 3 stars, which guide the club along the paths to success. As the winningest club in USL League One history, we've relished memorable moments within each and every season that have kept us hungry for more. But it's not just about the wins, the players, the highlights, or the trophies. It's about you, our Omaha. All of us joining together and fostering a union that stands for much more than the sport we love. The way we come together as one community to celebrate and commiserate, to stand up for what's right and to protect our own is what makes this club, this organization, and you one of a kind. One city, one club, always. One means all.
My name is Blake Malone.
My name is Anderson Holt.
Wallace Lapsley.
And I play center back for Union Omaha.
And I'm a center back for Union Omaha.
Goalkeeper.
So when I first got to Union Omaha, I found out that the USL and Union Omaha have a very close relationship with Bellevue University, because they provided me with an opportunity to extend my education and further my ability to seek out knowledge.
I chose Bellevue University to pursue my education because it provided a convenient way to both manage my career as a professional soccer player, but also continue to pursue my academic interests and pursuits.
Getting a degree will be just opening up a bunch of doors for me that I didn't have possible before. A college degree is still very powerful at this time, and it means a lot to show that you have the dedication to stick out a plan through college while I'm pursuing professional soccer, and I think that will show a lot.
It's the Greenville Triumph in the Union Omaha, presented by Woodman Life here on ESPN Plus as we welcome you into Werner Park in Papillion, Nebraska. Both teams trotting their way out there. We're moments away from getting things going here between these two sides, but first, our starting 11 is brought to you by Rotella's Italian Bakery. A 3-4-2-1 for Dom Casciato. Let's see how Aron Gomez and Lagos Kunga interact with the likes of Zico Lewis and Dion Akoff on the outside on the wings. 4 changes from their midweek game against Spokane Velocity. Gallardo, Malone, Knapp, and Norte out. Meanwhile, Schneider, Kunga, Gomez and Meshach Jerome are in the starting 11 this go-around. Meanwhile, on Rick Wright's side of things, they trotted out with the 4-4-2 in the last game against New Charlotte Independence in their final Jägermeister Cup game, and they're going to give that another crack here. This time, though, Leo Castro sits up at the top paired with Zion Scarlett. Castro can open up so much for the likes of Liam McKinnon, Hayden Anderson, Zion Scarlett. So much attention gets drawn towards the 35-year-old veteran striker, and his presence back up top, much needed for this team. Also worth noting, Christian Garner getting the look in goal, his 10th start of the regular season. And there is our head official, Velimir Stefanovic. Will we looking to keep the peace here? Once again, my name is Mark Schoenster, excited to get this action off and running for you. Greenville in their green kits, white shorts going left to right. Union Omaha in their black uniforms going right to left. Excited to get this one underway for you. Omaha with a victory would jump up to first place. Greenville, all points are oh so valuable here as far as, first off, locking up your spot in the playoffs, but then secondly, getting yourself a good seeding in the playoffs. 8 teams make it, which means a lot of home games are up for grabs. Right now, these two teams are in a good spot, but that can change if you lose form. And these are two teams that love to throw some haymakers against each other, and we are ready to do battle here. Union Omaha playing host to the Greenville Triumph. 12th ever meeting between these two teams. Let's see how it falls down for him. Pascal Corvino will drive it forward and take a shot himself. It skips into the arms of Rashid Newhoop, longtime starter for Union Omaha, and Dom Casciato. We're going to see a 3-back system here. Dom Casciato with the likes of Meshach Jerome and Luca Mastrantonio, who have been in that spot for quite a bit this season. But Charlie Ostrom, a newer face, plugging in at that other center back spot. Let's look at the visiting head coach, Rick Wright. His side love to find 3 points on the road here and turn the tides a little bit in what has been somewhat of a funk. Meanwhile, for Dom Casciato and Union Omaha, they're trying to find a response after losing 2-1 on the road on Wednesday in Spokane. A game that Dom Casciato described as a game that went perfectly game plan-wise. He felt that his team suffocated Spokane. They couldn't get possession the way they would have liked. But the fact of the matter is Union Omaha was missing the end product, whether it be making the right pass, being in the right spot, etc. So Dom Casciato said, we need to clean that portion of the game up. And then he said it was a lack of focus that led to the 2 goals that were conceded in that 2-1 result. Dion Akoff under some pressure. He's forced into a corner. He somehow gets that one away, Evan Lee. Leaves it for Corvino, now it's Liam McKinnon. McKinnon plays this one centrally. It went by one defender, and Hayden Anderson couldn't get properly onto the end of it. Teasing ball from Liam McKinnon, asking for the center backs to make a good play on it. Hayden Anderson got contact, but not the right kind of contact. Certainly Omaha won't want to allow more chances like that. A game like Spokane has happened before, Tom Casciato told me, like when they played Madison, where the game plan went well, they played great in most of the match, but then you let the results slip after just a couple of errors. He said we can't have that happen if we want to get where we want to go this season, both in the regular season and in the playoffs. Got to get rid of those mistakes, which is a story that Rick Wright is all too familiar with as of late. It's been a similar story for this Greenville team. Their last result, a 1-0 loss at home against the Charlotte Independents, which ended their Jägermeister Cup aspirations. Omaha will play on Wednesday in that regard in the semifinals. It was a very odd game between Greenville and Charlotte. A lot of cards, a lot of fouls and whistling. Made for a jarring match, but Rick Wright said that the players kept it cool on both sides, that being both Greenville and Charlotte. Not a super contentious game in that regard. And he said we somehow managed to shoot ourselves in the foot again. The goal they allowed was just a mistake, was sloppy, and it's kept them from finding a result. He said we competed and defended like demons going down a man in that match. But that loss is another tough one on the chin. He says we need to show who we are right now and create some of our own luck. Gomez taps it forward. This one played across by Ostrom. It's Christian Garner who claims it. So this is a Union Omaha team that feels hard done by the last result, and the Greenville Triumph who feel like they've been hard done by the last few results in a similar manner, of playing well for the most part and just letting one or two moments define the result. There's a look at Coach Casciato there on the right-hand side. Always sporting the white t-shirt, but starting to get cooler over there in Omaha. Sub 70-degree weather as we enter into September. I'm sure that jacket's going to become more of a mainstay as the season goes along. Certainly not the blistering heat of the summer we've come to see throughout the months of June, July, August. That being said, upper 60s, lower 70s, great temperature to play some soccer. That one played out of bounds, so Charlie Ostrom will toss this one back in. August Kunga playing in the middle of the park right now. It'll be interesting to see exactly how the top of that formation really develops. Gomez tries to serve it inside. It's smothered by Nate Schultz. Well, it'll be a corner kick for the Owls. Here's a look at it again. Gomez was looking to get that one around the right back, couldn't do so. So instead, we'll get a corner kick brought to you by Modelo. Here's the service from Schneider, who's back with the Owls. Dos Santos back centrally, popping around a couple times. And Christian Garner had to guard that left post because our own Gomez almost snuck it by. Max Schneider in his second stint with the Owls this season, and this time he's back for good. Another Modelo corner kick. Punched upward by Garner. Now Hayden Anderson will deal with it. Schneider, who was loaned to Indy 11 and then recalled, but has now been loaned back, and this time till the end of the season. Ostrom. Nice ball inside! Oh, just couldn't put it on target. Steven Dos Santos had a peach of a ball floating towards him. Had the chance to rise up, square up, and couldn't flick it on frame. Not often does the veteran striker get a chance in such a good spot, and he doesn't make do with it. Or at at least test the goalkeeper. Castro, as that one glanced up in the air. Tyler Polak on the ball now for the Greenville Triumph. Busy, busy times for Union Omaha. Played on Wednesday, playing now. We'll play Wednesday again in the Jägermeister Cup and then play Saturday next week. I asked Don Casciato about how much do you train when you have a congested schedule like this, and he said, well, it's a case-by-case balance for each player. For the guys that didn't get to play on Wednesday, they needed to get in a good training session with some intensity because they need to be prepared to come into the game here or on Wednesday or whenever they play and be still in shape for the physicality of it. Meanwhile, others who maybe played more on Wednesday will sit out and do some more recovering. There's no one-size-fits-all. Meanwhile, for Greenville as of late, Rick Wright said that they are focusing more on the functional side of things. He feels they've been playing a lot of good football recently. He said as we get healthier, like with Leo Castro coming back, he thinks that his return could be an impetus for results starting to go their way and for more goals to fall. He said the selection process is only going to start getting more difficult in the best of ways. Of course, Sebastian Velasquez and Chapa Herrera, two critical portions of this Greenville team, critical players in the middle of the pitch, still unavailable. McKinnon inside for Castro. It's out for a goal kick. No harm done. There's the newest face on the Union Omaha team, Charlie Ostrom. His third start in league play, his third appearance in league play. Also has a couple of Jägermeister Cup matches under his belt. So looking ahead for Zion Scarlett and Rashid Nuhu. Booted up the pitch. Worth clarifying, Charlie Ostrom, the newest as far as wearing a Union Omaha jersey. Of course, Max Schneider, the most recent re-addition to the team, but having played with the club earlier in the season. That one could not have felt good. Hear the drumming of the Parliament in attendance here. Good Saturday night. Kunga ahead for Dolabella. Now Charlie Ostrom. Ostrom back across. Falls to Dos Santos, they cleared away by Polak. No nonsense there. Just opts to eject it. It'll be another Modelo corner kick. Both sides making forays into the penalty area. And it'll be Max Schneider, who took the 2 on the left flag, will now take it from the right-hand side. The German midfielder looking to whip in a delightful ball. Of course, the main targets would be the likes of Pedro Dolabella and Steven Dos Santos, 2 big targets who have proven they can nod one in. Dolabella did so on Wednesday. And it's Dolabella on the end of this one. Couldn't get a lot of heat on it. Zion Scarlett bumps off one defender. Scarlett still with it, squares it. Anderson plays it along for McKinnon! It's off the post! He beat the keeper, but he couldn't beat the woodwork. A glorious chance for Greenville. And McKinnon just had that one clipped by Nuhu. And Max Schneider, you see, in that collision in that contact is down. Mentioned earlier the midfielder, the German midfielder from Köln. You may also know it as Cologne. Schneider, 24 years old. It was announced on Thursday that he would be returning from Indy 11. Has 8 appearances in the USL Championship this season, 2 assists and a little over 300 minutes played. Has 1 assist with the Owls, and he's back up on his feet, and now good to see him looking to walk it off. Question is, will he persist and stay on, or is a substitution going to be required of Dom Casciato's team? I know he's looking to make his way to the sideline, and Omaha is going to be down a man temporarily. And a Greenville corner kick ensuing. Oh, so close to the to the away side taking the lead. Let's see if they can find an opportunity here. It's McKinnon on the corner. Here's the service, and another corner kick is coming. I believe it was Dos Santos, the striker, who ended up on the end of it. And in comes Schneider, which is fantastic news. Service inside, knocked away by Dos Santos again, but Anderson couldn't keep this one down. And so we remain at 0-0 despite Greenville nearly taking the lead. The USL Jägermeister Cup knockouts kick off on Wednesday, September 11th. 2-seed Forward Madison FC hosts 3-seed Charlotte Independence at 7 p.m. Eastern, followed by top seed Northern Colorado Hailstorm FC facing 4-seed Union Omaha at 9 p.m. Eastern, all on ESPN+. Of course, Owls fans don't need a recommendation to watch those games. They'll be locked in on it. It'll be fun to see how those 2 games break out. Jägermeister Fun has been good throughout the season. And now you get to knockout soccer, and that's always going to be fun. These 2 teams met a month or 2 ago in Greenville. A 1-0 victory for Union Omaha. Pedro Dolabella scoring in that one. It's a bit of a clumsy goal that was conceded by Greenville. But Pedro Dolabella has proven that when the opportunity comes, he'll score it. Don Casciato said in that match that he felt his side pressed them well, denied very few, if any, goal-scoring chances. So they want to execute on that side of things, but he felt they were only okay on the other end of the ball. He said, we'll want to make more chances, more opportunities for ourselves this go-around. Meanwhile, Rick Wright said that we've just got to eliminate the stupid mistakes. That's been the issue as of late. And he mentioned that goal they conceded last time they played. He said it was just a silly goal to allow them to have. So it may be a matter of polish in this game, that'll be the difference. These are 2 teams that have definitely, at times past, both this season and in years past, have proven that they can be a polished product. Once again, the 2 most successful clubs in USL League One history. Anderson couldn't get that one to where he was looking for it to go, but he does earn a throw in the process. And he's pointed further back by our head official, Velimir Stefanovic. say early on in this one, Greenville have had the best chance of the day, but both sides have had a couple of good opportunities. Both goalkeepers have been called into action, Christian Garner and Rashid Nuhu. Evan Lee. Under a lot of pressure, won by Zico Lewis. Schneider squares it to Dolabella. Kunga now. Lagos Kunga. Back to Schneider. Here's Dion Akoff. Veering around. Floats in the cross. Headed up by Smith. Corvino just got that one all wrong. Though, on the ball back at the end of things. Gomez goes down. Hayden Anderson called for the foul. It'll be a free kick. Take it quickly. Games can always be a bit end-to-end here at Werner Park. Lagos Kunga. Pushing it forward. Now Lyon McKinnon for Greenville. McKinnon, nice step there. Weaving through players. Lyon McKinnon still going. Ships it to Castro! Oh my, that was gorgeous. Lyon with the setup. Castro with the finishing blow. Wondrous work from the Greenville strikers. Just look at this from McKinnon. Slips it into Castro, and he makes no doubt about it. That is a fantastic goal. That is Castro's 6th goal of the season. Lyon McKinnon racking up his 4th league assist. And the Greenville Triumph on the road. Strike first. And welcome back to the party, Leo Castro. Rick Wright said it. The difference between a Greenville Triumph team with Leo Castro versus without it is that when Leo is in the game, there's just an air of confidence that exudes from him. And the other players inevitably are going to catch it. And he said, but even more importantly than that, Leo Castro opens things up for Lyon McKinnon and for other players on this Greenville Triumph team. And he said, put it simply, we are lucky to have Leo Castro. And there's a moment where he helped demonstrate it. And not enough can be said about Lyon McKinnon on that goal. Simply fabulous footwork from him. And then a lovely pass to end it. Jamie Smith getting checked up on at this moment. Let's see if we can get an idea what contact brought him down. Looks like he got hit in the face right there, yep. Steven Dos Santos contesting up for the ball. His hand swiping into Jamie Smith. Looked like it had broke some skin. So Velimir Stefanovic will now talk to Steven Dos Santos. Make sure everything is nice and clear. Always going to be a tough competitive game when you play the Greenville Triumph, Tom Casciato was saying. It's a bit of a rivalry and we relish in it. These are two of the most successful clubs in the league, and it's exciting to play them. Tom Casciato bringing that up all on his own accord. Didn't need me to egg him on as far as the history between these two teams. The fact of the matter is if it's Greenville and Omaha, it's a big game. Ostrom, curling ball in. Got some teasing crosses here early on in this game. USL Championship soccer continues on the ESPN networks in September with a matchup of top teams from the Eastern Conference. Detroit City FC takes on Players Shield leader Louisville City FC in a Sunday afternoon clash, September 22nd at 3 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. Goal in the 21st minute for Leo Castro. It's given the Greenville Triumph the advantage. In a venue where, outside of one particular game, Greenville has had pretty good success in keeping up with Omaha. This is a tough place to play, but the Greenville Triumph have been able to find results here outside of course, maybe the most important game between these two teams, the League One final from a couple years back. Some exciting clashes between these two teams here, though, since then, including maybe one of the best goals we've seen in League One. I believe it was a Jacob Labovitz volley. It's just a simply superb finish, but we've had a great goal here in this one already. Gomez threads that one forward. Zico Lewis now. Lost his footing for a moment. Back to Ostrom. Schneider. Couple tight passes for Omaha. Now Schneider inside. This one tapped away, and now Corvino finishes the job. McKinnon gets tugged there by Pedro Dolabella, and he is the unlucky winner of the first yellow card of the evening. Fourth yellow card of the season in regular season play for Dolabella. Caught a swipe of the shoulder. One of those situations where the player knows what he's doing. Max Schneider went down earlier. It's been looking like he hasn't been the most keen on staying on the pitch. And this might be a moment where they end up having to just make that call. He's already unstrapped some of his brace. No confirmation yet on a substitution, but he certainly hasn't looked the most encouraging, and now we are hearing that he will be subbing out, which is an unfortunate here in his return game back to Omaha. But they do have Norte Norti, who could sub in, and Norte Norti, a quality player in his own regard, started on Wednesday. Maybe would have anticipated seeing him later in this game, but here he is now. Dion Akoff doing well there to shield the ball away from Pascal Corvino. So a necessitated substitution in the first half for Don Casciato as Castro wins the ball back for Greenville. And he's earned a throw-in in the attacking third for the visitors. And Hayden Anderson, throw-in specialist, will now wind himself up for this one. But first, some instructions from Evan Lee. Beard getting pretty thick, Evan Lee. He's getting ready for the colder months here. Anderson lofts it in. That was well done by Castro. Lee didn't get that one just right. Fricky pops it over to Scarlett. And an extension of the arm from Zion Scarlett means it's a free kick for Union Omaha. Ostrom up the pitch. That one gets by Gomez. Dos Santos double teamed there, but they press onward. Now Schultz will knock this one away. Castro heading this one along. Here's Scarlett. Zion Scarlett got a piece of it, but Mishak Jerome came sliding in to intervene. Luca Mastrantonio playing it up to Norte Norti. Akoff. Up ahead to Lewis. Lewis slips to Gomez, quickly back to Akoff. This one played out to Gomez. One-on-one with Schultz in the corner. Aron Gomez finds a space to cross it, and it deflects back into goal. We're all level here at Werner Park. An own goal for the Owls. Off the chest of Tyler Pollock and into his own net. A stroke of misfortune for Greenville. And this is why you just got to get crosses in if you're Omaha, because it begs questions. And people make mistakes. And in this case, Tyler Pollock, Greenville's Iron Man, has that one deflect off his chest. And Garner already on the ground trying to extend to knock away the initial ball. Nowhere to be found. And it is one apiece now. Union Omaha has conjured up chances throughout this game. Aron Gomez doing really well there to get the cross in through Nate Schultz as Greenville push forward now. McKinnon with a nice touch, or maybe not so nice. Closer to it. And it really was. Was able to pop it by one defender, but then another came in and interjected. See if Omaha can pick up some steam here after that. That certainly won't do it. As I was saying though, Aron Gomez, he'll be the one really to take the most credit on that goal scored by Omaha. Was able to whip around Schultz with just a little window to get that cross in, and it was a dangerous cross. Steven Dos Santos was there, which caused the Greenville defenders to have to account for him. Gets by him, and Tyler Pollock was not ready to handle the ball that came his way. So here we are, all level once again. Pedro de la Bella playing much deeper today than he played on Wednesday. He got to play well up the pitch against Spokane. Tom Casciato said wherever you put him, you're going to get 100% from him. But look, he does have great instincts around goal. So it's beneficial for Omaha when they have the opportunity to allow him to play closer to that penalty area, to give him more opportunities to demonstrate his prowess in that regard. Not much that's more valuable than scoring goals, of course. There is Dolabella. Crisscross on the grass, but he'll make his way back up. Yellow card has been issued to Pascal Corvino. Here's a look at the contact once again. Came streaking through, caught Dolabella. That yellow card brought to you by Herdat Sports Bar and Grill. And we may be getting another yellow card here. Member of the Union Omaha coaching staff getting booked. Not sure if that's Dom Casciato or another member of his coaching staff. One way or another, a warning has been issued over to that bench. Akoff plays this one in. Smith clears it away. He's got confirmation that Dom Casciato was the one given the yellow card. So he'll need to make sure he doesn't get himself into any more trouble. As I was saying, we were talking about Pedro Dolabella, and he told me, we know, although we like him to have the opportunity to play further up the pitch, we know that if we need him to be deeper, like in a game such as today, he's more than capable of doing that and will give it his all. It's always so important to have players like that at this level where you don't have the deepest roster, so you need guys who can plug into different spots. This one will land on the roof of the net. So Garner will play this one in for Smith. Get things going here once again. Another free kick here, and now's a good time to tell you that Select is the official match ball supplier of the USL League One and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. Asterisk right about how much different you have to game plan for Omaha when you come to Omaha versus when you play them, well, anywhere else but or play them at home. They said it's a smaller pitch, of course, but we've done well over there for the most part, and the surface isn't bad, so we like playing on the grass. We don't really make much of an issue of the different metrics of the field. The philosophy is if you make an issue of it, then it's gonna be an issue. Anderson lofts it in, headed away by Dos Santos. Polak plays it back over to Anderson. That one knocked out of play. And getting a couple of whistles from a head official. They'll be throwing for the Owls at the end of things. Now it doesn't matter who's going to take it. Now the ball's been in the hands of three different players. Steven Dos Santos. Someone played up the pitch by Ostrom. Dos Santos again. Nice idea through for Kunga, but Jamie Smith is there for it. And he lost that one sky high. Schultz tapping that one out once again for an Omaha throw. 1-1 here between the Owls and Greenville. A goal scored by Leo Castro in his return to the starting lineup, courtesy of some great footwork from Lion McKinnon. And then a whipped-in cross from Marone Gomez glances off the chest of Tyler Polak and into his own goal to level things up back at one apiece. Hayden Anderson's probably going to go to the books here for that one. challenge into the back of Pedro Dolabella, and it looks like he's actually going to get away with it here. Surely on thin ice now, Hayden Anderson, if nothing else. Gomez. Nice ball inside for Lewis. Zico Lewis fires off target. Gomez with a lovely squared ball to Zico Lewis right at the top of the 18. Splits the wickets. And then Lewis couldn't keep that one down. Dolabella brought that one down, but now Greenville have it. Lee ahead for Scarlett. Zion Scarlett back up top. Lee taps it to McKinnon. Cleared away by Omaha. Some bodies taking a tumble, but play will go on. Norty driving it ahead. Norty over to Lewis, one-on-one with Schultz. Chips this one inside, brought down by Kunga. Now Lewis back centrally. Cleared away. Jamie Smith. Omaha knocking on the door. Steven Dos Santos. And that was a rough collision between him and Brandon Fricke. Yellow card's been issued after it. Two veterans in Brandon Fricke and Steven Dos Santos getting caught up amongst each other there. Here's a look at it again. Jamie Smith right there, you see on the challenge, clipping Steven Dos Santos, which lost his footing into Brandon Fricke. So it's Jamie Smith who gets the yellow card. Brought to you by Herd at Sports Bar and Grill. And a free kick in close proximity to goal for Union Omaha. And we may be getting another booking. It's in the direction of Brandon Fricke and Nate Schultz. A wait confirmation from the fourth official. And it's Brandon Fricke getting his first yellow card of the season. He had been squeaky clean up to this point, but there it is. The collector's item. Brought to you by Herd at Sports Bar and Grill. Looks like they're making up though. Guess that's a good reason to demonstrate why Brandon Fricke doesn't usually get yellow cards. Seems to be on good terms with most of the guys he's up against. And now, a dangerous set-piece opportunity for Union Omaha. Man, they'd love to have Joe Gallardo in the game right now. He's on the bench. You'll see some highlights at halftime of what he can do from the set piece. It's Dolabella and Lewis. Dolabella puts it up. It's off the crossbar. Still in the thick of things. Dos Santos saved. Christian Garner knocking it away. Dolabella nearly finessed that one into the top shelf. And then Dos Santos on the follow through. Didn't quite have the dip Dolabella was looking for. But Dos Santos certainly asking the question of the goalkeeper. Dion Akoff blows by one defender, and he gets fouled on the way through. Tyler Pollock on the challenge, and now he'll go into the books. His sixth yellow card, brought to you by Herd at Sports Bar and Grill. It's also worth noting we've actually received a correction from our crew on the pitch saying that Brandon Fricke hasn't gotten a yellow card and is actually given to Charlie Ostrom. Definitely looked like a yellow card was given his way, so I'll wait to see after everything is said and done what the booking count is and to exactly who. Right now on our stat sheet it says he's got a yellow card. Fricke as this ball swung inside and caught by Garner. So perhaps after halftime, once everything's squared away, we'll be able to get you the real nitty-gritty of just who's been booked here. I'll tell you one thing for certain. They're still level here between the Greenville Triumph and Union Omaha, but the Owls are the ones who are knocking on the door right now, looking for a second before the halftime break. Charlie Ostrom on the ball now. Now Kunga. Charlie Ostrom, described as not only a good player, but a great person. Tom Kasha said he's a super upbeat guy. He's always looking to get better, and that's infectious, especially around a bunch of other like-minded guys. He said the on-field chemistry is going to come. It just takes some time. As you see there, 4 minutes of time tacked on. And a fun one in the first half. Gomez pushed by Anderson. And it's out for a goal kick. Going off of Gomez last. I think both teams will have some things they'll be happy about going into the break and some things they'll want to work on. Say Omaha have now had the better share of opportunities and chances in this game. Of course, though, their one goal coming off a mishap, though. And then again, they don't ask how, they ask how many. Hayden Anderson running this one down. Ostrom giving chase. Ball still in play. Anderson somehow still has possession. Corvino wheels back. And that hopeful ball will be anything but productive there. Only hopeful in the end of things. She knew who, wearing the captain's armband for Union Omaha. Boots this one down the field, but immediately Greenville answering with it. Castro with the back heel. And Schultz fouled once again. 2 of the 4 minutes have transpired here in added time. I'll tell you one thing, Vladimir Stefanovic, our head official, has not allowed for any of this cheating some ground, whether it be on free kicks or throw-ins throughout this game. Setting a precedent that I'm not going to have that kind of nonsense. This one headed along on the long free kick, and it's out for a goal kick. Dolabella brings this one down. Plays over to Dos Santos. Two players down. But Dos Santos is getting back up on his feet. A Greenville free kick when things resume. As once again, this time Pascal Corvino actually, who is slow to get up. Doesn't have much more time to have to hang on though before that halftime whistle blows. This one headed along. Anderson taps this one back to Scarlett. Scarlett tried to slip through, and now he goes down. Perhaps a bit dramatized there by the youngster. Dolabella back to Akoff. Is there one more chance here for Omaha? Norty to Lewis. And after some contact, we'll wait to see what Velimir Stefanovic does. Points over in the favor of Union Omaha as Zico Lewis and Evan Lee collided. Tried to pull a fast one here, but Stefanovic won't allow it. Surely this will be the last action here of the first half. Charlie Ostrom, who will provide the service here. Here comes his service, headed away by Smith. Norty taps it to Lewis. And there's your whistle for halftime. A goal apiece between these two sides. A good goal scored by the Greenville Triumph. And then Union Omaha, in their flurry of chances, found a lucky break to make it one apiece. So with that, we'll send you to halftime here between these two sides. Got some halftime content coming your way up next on ESPN Plus. Brought to you by Courtyard by Marriott. We'll see you after this break.
To be a part of Nebraska medicine
Hi, welcome.
Good to see you.
is to be a part of something extraordinary.
Nebraska Medicine, how may I help you?
Because these are the doors
How are you?
that open doors
That went really well.
to growth
Hey.
and opportunity for each other and for our community. For those who know that the academic experience,
You know what? I agree.
the life experience that you get here is beyond what you can get anywhere
Doing
else.
great.
And that's exactly why here is where you belong. Nebraska medicine, together, extraordinary.
We are Myrtle and Cypress Coffee House. We're located in the heart of Gifford Park neighborhood in Midtown, Omaha. The idea behind the coffee shop came out of the neighborhood's expressed desire for a place for people to gather. From being rooted in our neighborhood, to choosing ingredients and processes that nourish, to supporting coffee growers and their communities, Myrtle and Cypress connects you to Union Omaha's beautiful motto, one means all.
Halftime here in Omaha between Union Omaha and the Greenville Triumph. Brought to you by Courtyard by Marriott. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from last regular season week's action. Here are the sights and sounds from all those games.
Onto the right foot to the end line, keeps it across. Will it set up for Tequila on the goal line? He'll knock it home in the end. In the right place at the right time for the 8th goal of the season in the USL League One for Kempis Tequila. Between the pipes for Knoxville. Scooped forward by Waldeck. Longmire, the header at the back post, and he finds the back of the net. A great set piece from Spokane. And they find the equalizer.
Luis Alvarez flicked up in front of goal and into the roof of the net. Bounding in for the breakthrough, it's Clay Dimmick. Goes Belmar. Spot Sis, Omar Sis! Sis with a sizzling strike. And launch forward. Sorensen cut in. On by Johnson. Off by Overgod. Correa. Still Dustin Correa. What a save. And then knocked in for good measure.
Playing the ball in behind. This is Sharif J. Knight makes the stop. Danger still present. Another incredible save. Lexington with excellent form as of late.
And the fans still filing into Warner Park. A very large facility for the league standards. There's some slippage, and it finds the back of the net. A brutal mistake. It's a progressive ball, and down in the box, an immediate point to the spot. Textbook. Gallardo appeared through. And Gallardo delivers. Gallardo takes a deflection off the wall, and it finds its way in. The killer blow for Omaha. 3 goals for 3 points.
So good in front of him. Even with some changes now and again. Here's Martinez. He's got the other side of the Greenville defense. Beats Garner and finds the back of the net. It's 1-0 Noco in the 5th minute. Here's Real Gill, the man from Trinidad. He's got Ethan Horton inside him. He might not need him. Real Gill with the left foot, and it's 2-0. Reno tracking back. Open with the cross towards the far post, and that's 3-0. It's too easy for Ethan Horde. Left unmarked at the far post, and he makes the Triumph pay with his.
Is it somebody's birthday? Dad, come watch us hit this ugly piñata. Dad!
When Hornets show up, so do we. Terminix it.
This is the beginning. This is a first practice, a first video session, a first pregame talk. This is a first ticket, a first scarf raise, a first kickoff. This is a tapestry of clubs and players and communities inspired by those who blazed the trail for women's sports, ready to inspire the next generation. We are the USL Super League. We're part of a movement, and this is our moment.
New flavors, the same traditions. Be the guest of honor. Add more flavor to your parties. El Jimador, spiked bebidas.
Beautifully done, Pino! My goodness!
2-0 for Birmingham.
Worth takes it.
Oh, and it's in! Nate Worth with a moment of brilliance.
When mosquitoes show up, so do we. Terminix it.
Halftime here, so it gives us a chance to look at the news and notes around USL League One. And first and foremost, we got to highlight JC Obregon, along with Noah Powder, getting looks with their national teams in the CONCACAF Nations League. They played last night. There's a great photo on social media. You got to go to the League One Twitter account and see that picture of the two of them representing their countries, duking it out like they've already done this season with their clubs here at USL League One. Just fascinating stuff there. And also shout out Darren Powell and Ethan Horde for winning the monthly awards of Coach of the Month and Player of the Month. Now it's a chance to look at our weekly award of Team of the Week. You saw a lot of these players in the highlights before the last break. Joe Gallardo, of course, the set piece man, making the Player of the Week award. Ethan Horde, along with some of his accompaniment from the Hailstorm, also in there. Ethan Horde winning the Player of the Month. Of course, to reinforce on that fact, Brandon Knapp also getting in there for Union Omaha. No one for Greenville to be seen here in this situation. But that's looking behind. Let's look ahead now to the upcoming regular season games. Of course, worth noting, there will be the two Jägermeister Cup semifinals on Wednesday, which is also the Hailstorm playing Union Omaha, which is a fun little scheduling quirk given the way the semifinals broke out. But a lot of great games coming up. Chattanooga and Greenville on the Greenville side of things will kick off on Saturday on ESPN Plus, much like the rest of these games. But we've got more fun on ESPN Plus on the other end of this break here.
My name is Blake Malone, and I'm a center back for Union Omaha. The partnership between Bellevue University and Union Omaha enables me to continue my career as a professional soccer player, as well as extending my time and learning to get another degree, and for that I am very thankful. I would say reach out. Bellevue University has been very, very kind and generous to us. They're very responsive. They have great people working up front. So I would say go, give it a reach, look out, and see if it works for you.
A wonderful view here at Werner Park as the sun sets on the horizon here in a 1-1 match between Union Omaha and the Greenville Triumph. Let's take a look at the highlights from the first 45 minutes. Starting off in the 7th. Some good chances for both sides, but this corner kick really got things going. Steven Dos Santos headed along by Dolabella, and then Gomez nearly slipping that one through. See here, another look at it. Great work from Christian Garner to knock it away, and then just a moment later on the ensuing opportunity, great ball from Ostrom, and Steven Dos Santos a little bit shocked he didn't get this one even on frame. Surely there's a chance Christian Garner saves it, but the fact that he wasn't able to head it on target at all was a little stunning. But this was also stunning from Liam McKinnon, dancing around defenders, feeding it to Castro, and then Castro blasting it home to give the Greenville Triumph the 1-0 lead. They would hold that lead for about 9 minutes before Union Omaha would come back around and find an answer, and it would be found right here. Aaron Gomez needed space to cross it. He found it, glanced by a couple players, and then deflects off the chest of Tyler Polak, an own goal as it bounces across the goal line, and Polak will bemoan that. As we look at the halftime stats for you here, let's do some confirmation for you. We had a little bit of a confusion on who got those yellow cards when a couple were issued out. Jamie Smith got one, that was confirmed. And then it looked like Brandon Fricke had his first yellow card of the season. He actually did not get a yellow card. That yellow card was actually issued to Hayden Anderson, who is in the books. His first yellow card, though, in regular season play. He did have one in the Jägermeister Cup, though. So still a League One first as far as yellow cards are concerned, but not for the veteran center back Brandon Fricke. Tyler Pollock would also pick up a yellow card later, which means Charlie Ostrub, who was the number 20 that we potentially thought got a yellow card, but there's a bit of a mix-up in the communication. He is also squeaky clean. No yellow card for Ostrom. So now that we've gotten that housekeeping out of the way, we could start to think about what's coming up here ahead in the next 45 minutes. What do these two teams have in store for us? Surely both of them with intentions to figure out new ways to unlock the other team. Leo Castro, the one offensive goal scorer in this game. I love having him back around, and there will be an adjustment. Blake Malone coming in for Charlie Ostrom. Malone, who's been the usual starter this season for Dom Casciato, coming off the bench on this occasion. Super reliable. The 23-year-old Omaha native. He'll be looking to do good at practicing some headers there too. It's never too late to get in an extra rep. So it'll be Omaha going left to right, Greenville going right to left. Nothing separates these two sides after 45 minutes. Will that be the case after another 45, or will one of these teams find all 3 points in what is always such a tightly contested affair between these two sides throughout the years? The Greenville Triumph, the winningest program in USL League One history, but Union Omaha right behind them. Better winning percentage for the Owls. Reigning Players Shield, Supporters Shield champions. As we wait for the go-ahead from our head official, Velimir Stefanovic. And we are back into the action. Union Omaha on the Greenville Triumph. 45 more minutes here in this regular season. Well, they meet again in the USL League One playoffs. That's still up in the air. Both these teams still trying to lock up their spots in the postseason competition. Play this one up the pitch. Omaha will look to retrieve it. Malone will slip in right into that left center back spot where Ostrom was occupying. A more familiar back three for Dom Casciato now with Malone in there. This one chested down. Zion Scarlett taken to the ground, but no foul called. Here's Dolabella. Plays it along for Kunga. Lagos Kunga sifting this one to Dos Santos, but he couldn't corral that one in. And that'll be a foul in favor of the Greenville Triumph as Luca Mastrantonio ran his way through Zion Scarlett. 20 years old, getting the start here. His 7th start of the league season. Rick Wright was very pleased with how Zion Scarlett played in that last game, so not much of a shocker that he's getting the start again here this evening. Now Polak sends this one in, and Castro is offside. just sneaking behind that back line on that cross from Polak, so it'll be the home side to have the ball once again. Once again, of course, we welcome you in if you're a Greenville fan or an Omaha fan tuning in on ESPN Plus, or if you're a neutral observer. Got a whole handful of League One games going on both right now and had been going on throughout the day. So we appreciate you choosing to tune in to this one here. On behalf of me and the entire broadcasting crew. Kunga. That one slid in by Lion McKinnon. Giving Greenville the ball once again. Hayden Anderson plays it to McKinnon. McKinnon doing some more dancing, but this time he gets tripped up. Free kick for Greenville. Pedro Dolabella was in there on the contact. He's already on a yellow card, so he'll need to be cautious as this game goes on. So right now it's Corvino and Lion McKinnon who are deliberating between themselves on the dead ball. Corvino demonstrated already this year that he has some range to him. He scored a beautiful goal against the Richmond Kickers. Lion McKinnon, though, of course, with 8 goals in league play this year, which ties him in second place, alongside the likes of Pedro Dolabella and others. McKinnon slips this one through. It's Castro! Deflected out for corner. Well, it appears the whistle's been blown. Perhaps some contact was what got Leo Castro free. So free kick instead for Union Omaha instead of a Greenville corner. Looked to be a bright idea, but it wouldn't have counted even if it did hit the back of the net. But this is a chance here for Greenville. Scarlett takes it himself. Had some venom on that shot. Offside flag goes up. Zion Scarlett had some options to pass it, but instead rips it towards the frame. Scored a goal in his first professional match. Hasn't gotten one since then. Tyler Polak, not his first professional match, his first match with the Greenville Triumph. Kunga crosses this one in. Now Lee. And that one knocked away from him for a goal kick by Kunga. Goes Kunga. Oh, so dangerous a player when he has the ball. Playing as one of those second layer attackers behind Steven Dos Santos. Now Leo Castro. So they've started to see him develop into more of a mentor at Greenville. Rick Wright was telling me that earlier on in the season, he would pull Lion McKinnon aside, give him some pointers, and now they're starting to see Lion McKinnon do the same thing with the likes of Zion Scarlett and others. On top of that, Rodrigo Robles, who serving red card suspension today, so not in the 18, but another attacking option for the Greenville Triumph. Spends a lot of time with Leo Castro. They can connect on being two Spanish speakers, and they like to sit aside and move the magnets around as far as movement is concerned. And on top of that, Leo Castro already has his coaching license, so perfect for him to also get in some practice in that regard as far as learning how to teach a younger guy how to get it done. But of course, all that mentorship and teaching is great, but when you have a guy of that aptitude on the pitch, it's even better. Dolabella Plays it for Mastrantonio. And here's Gomez. Changes directions. Norte now. Takes it himself. Saved by Garner. A shot down the middle from Norte. Had some pace to it. But Christian Garner more than ready for it. Norte looking for his second goal of the season. Won't find it there. Nate Schultz. We'll launch this one up ahead for Leo Castro, and Rashid Nuhu is the one who's on the end of it. Norte. Over to Gomez once again as Omaha looks to build their way forward. Akoff had a quiet game on the offensive side for the most part. Chips this one up, it's in! Dion Akoff earns the deflection and earns Union Omaha the advantage. The veteran Dion Akoff earns his first goal of the season. Always such a danger bombing down that right-hand side. And this time, he curls that one in. Not sure if that was entirely intended to be a cross or a shot, but either way, he's able to hit the far post, the side netting from the far side. And this Union Omaha goal brought to you by Nebraska Lottery. The Owls from down a goal have scored 2 and now have the lead in this one for the first time this evening. Akoff in his 3rd year with Union Omaha. He's always been such a quality player with them. Now got himself back on the score sheet. This one's whipped across. Akoff knocking it away. McKinnon now working on Akoff. And the defender just pokes it. August Kunga would have done better there. So now it's Greenville who need to find an answer. Anderson plays it inside for Corvino. Corvino loses his footing. Now Evan Lee. Lion McKinnon shoots. It deflects off a teammate, and it hits the crossbar now. McKinnon, hands on his head, was targeting that right post. But then he hit the back of, I believe, Evan Lee. Might have been Lee, it might have been Akoff actually who came flying in. Either way, a deflection preventing Greenville from finding an immediate answer. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. Plus hear live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more. All on Sirius XM FC 157 in the new Sirius XM app. Kunga plays to the left-hand side for Gomez. Gomez with a nice tap. Gomez shoots, blocked away by Garner. Good step from Gomez, earned himself the opportunity to shoot. Now our head official will go over to Garner, who has not gotten back up. Garner in his 10th start in league play this season for Morelands, Massachusetts. Over from the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Had that one-game loan to the Charleston Battery earlier this season. Earned himself a clean sheet. He's got 3 clean sheets in USL League One play. Tack on another one in the Jägermeister Cup. So Omaha already with a goal advantage, bringing in some more firepower here. Joe Gallardo and Misael Rodriguez readying themselves for battle. We'll see who they will be subbing in for. Polak playing that one up for Lion McKinnon, now Dion Akoff. Trying to get the best of the striker, and he does so in one fashion, earning the foul. Check Jerome. Here's Kunga. One-on-one with Polak. Kunga interjected by Evan Lee. And then Polak will knock this one out of play for an Omaha throw. And we do have some substitutions on the docket, not only for Union Omaha, but also for the Greenville Triumph. We'll see if they come in here, and they will. So first things first, Oliver Hald in for Tyler Polak. And then Leo Castro, in his return to the starting lineup, will step out. And in his place, making his debut for the Greenville Triumph, Federico Estachuk. On loan from Carolina Core of MLS Next Pro for the rest of the season. Another attacking option for Rick Wright. Getting the chance to prove his worth in game time play. And there's confirmation of Halden for Polak, but we'll see if these two can make the difference here. Oliver Holt, notably a great passer. And the substitutions for Omaha actually haven't come in yet. They're going to hold on that one. Jerome floats it up. He's headed away. Lewis over the left-hand side for Gomez. Malone heads it out for another Greenville throw. 2/3 of the way through this one. A goal opened up by Leo Castro, but since then, 2 goals for the Owls, and I wondered if that second goal scored by Union Omaha had a deflection or not from Dion Akoff, and according to our stats, that is going to be the case, which means, very unfortunately for one Tyler Polak, he has got 2 own goals in this game, though that one of much less, I guess you could say, blame than perhaps the first one, although that one also a bit unfortunate as well. Akoff inside. This one to Dos Santos! And they're dicing now. Union Omaha up 3-1. Steven Dos Santos locking in his 5th goal of league play. It's been all Union Omaha in this second half so far. A little dummy from Zico Lewis, and Steven Dos Santos immediately goes and thanks him for it. An excellent dummy at that. As Steven Dos Santos now has 5 goals in league play, 5 goals in Jägermeister Cup play. And this goal brought to you by Nebraska Lottery. The Owls have effectively turned this one well on its head. Dion Akoff should come down with the assist there, his second of the season, as we now also get the substitutions that were locked and loaded before that goal was scored for Dom Casciato. Dion Akoff, that'll be his last bit of action as he steps out for Joe Gallardo, whom we're happy to see get back onto the pitch. Ryan McKinnon slips this one through to Lee. Now Hald. Hald chips this one up. Scarlett trying for the acrobatics. Mentioned Gallardo coming into the game. Misael Rodriguez also coming in, excuse me. Gallardo for Akoff and Misael Rodriguez stepping in for Lagos Kunga. Greenville needed an answer, and they needed an answer soon. But instead, here's Rodriguez going the other direction. Misael Rodriguez cuts it across. Dos Santos parried upward by Garner. Close quarters, the goalkeeper gets that one stopped. It's a good enough save that Steven Dos Santos even congratulates him. He thought he had a brace. Deflected off of Evan Lee, and Steven Dos Santos immediately rockets it. But Christian Garner was in the right spot. And we're going to get another Modelo corner kick. Here comes the cross, headed away by Fricke. Rodriguez sends it over to Dolabella, but it's too much juice. Pedro Dolabella trying to get on the end of that one. One of several Marshall players, or Marshall alumni, who are on this Union Omaha team. Almesh, another player. We saw Max Schneider earlier on in this game. I asked Dom Casciato. He's got a thing for Chris Grossi and that Marshall program there in Southern West Virginia. And he said, well, he loves the way that those Marshall teams play. And he thinks that their style matches up a lot with Union Omaha's style, so it makes for a natural transition for those players looking to make it to the pros. Here's Estachuk. Now Anderson swings it in, headed away by Mastrantonio. Dom Casciato and crew always on the lookout for talented college players, and Marshall's got a good setup out there. Lots of quality options, so not too surprising that a coach at USL League One, or in the USL in general, would take a liking. And when it's a stylistic fit, well, all the better. The USL Championship and League One are on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and ESPN+. Go to USLLeague1.com or USLChampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. So we've seen Federico Estachuk come in the game, and here he is on the ball now. Zara started getting closer to Leo Castro. Once again, that Latin connection as an Argentinian American. Hald playing it over to McKinnon. Lost track of the ball for a moment. Still Ryan McKinnon. Takes the shot, saved by Nuhu. Ultimately not the most powerful of efforts Ryan McKinnon has conjured this season. Talking a little little bit about Federico Estachuk and Rodrigo Robles, who is another recent striking addition for Rick Wright. They're all working with Leo Castro and are already starting to analyze the game more because of the instructions of the veteran striker. Rick Wright told me that Leo's a thinker, and he's a wily guy when he's out on the pitch, and that's how he thrives. So with his instructions, they've been able to start thinking more about the game as offensive players. Your scoreline. Union Omaha with 3 goals unanswered after Greenville took the lead in the 21st minute. Look at the expected goals if you're a stat nerd. Union Omaha just with the edge in .94 to Greenville's .9. To show you that, of course, games are won by XG. A helpful metric, but not an end-all be-all, that's for certain. Gomez. Pitch knocked forward by Fricky. And then Blake Malone called for the whistle. Called for the foul. Another substitution coming for Rick Wright. And it'll be Ben Zakowski, who will sub in for Zion Scarlett. Provide a different look offensively for Greenville. Now he's been given the go-ahead. A long sleeve sighting here at Warner Park. It's been a hot minute since we've seen one of those. Of course, Oliver Holt also sporting it, but just in general, as we now are in September, we're going to see a lot more of them as we get further and further into the autumn season here. Long ball played up. Garner, the only one there. Pascal Corvino. Goes over to Smith. 20 more minutes to go. Greenville need a 2-goal response. Zakowski pops this one back to Huld. Still Oliver Huld. Back heels to Zakowski. He sends in the cross, and maybe too much on it. Mesatuk did what he could. It'll end up being a goal kick. eFootball 2024 is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now. She knew who. Well, bring this one back into play. This one through to Misael Rodriguez. Rodriguez gets it by Smith, but couldn't get it by Garner. Good moment there for the substitute. Rodriguez, a guy who knew the new acquisition, Charlie Ostrom, from their days back at Chicago Fire too. It was actually a player who gave in a good word to Dom Casciato about Ostrom. So definitely a contributing factor in helping get that player over here to the Owls, Ostrom. He's already proven some of his quality since then. So they're good friends. It's not always the case if you come from the same place. It doesn't necessarily mean that They're attached at the hip, but good relationship between Rodriguez and Charlie Ostrom. It's nice to see when a player is able to also throw in a good word for a potential prospect on their team and ends up working out for you guys. Service blasted out of play by Mishak Jerome. It's very similar to what happened with Sebastian Velasquez and Chapo Herrera. Velasquez already on board with Greenville, and then Rick Wright, having known they were considering bringing in Herrera, Velasquez was made known of that, and he said, absolutely get him. Of course, no sight of Velasquez or Herrera this evening, both still working their way back. Zakowski nearly connecting with Jamie Smith. And here's Corvino, scoring it to Fricky. There's Estachuk. Zakowski back to Estachuk, plays it across. Didn't get very far though. Lyle McKinnon was awaiting. Anderson with the cross, and claimed by Nuhu. Some moments pushing forward for Greenville. Nothing too fruitful yet. A lot of hang time on this punt from Nuhu. Another substitution readying for Rick Wright. Looking to make the adjustments he can to find an answer in this game, down 2 goals. Carlos Anguiano will step in for Hayden Anderson, which isn't quite a like-for-like substitution, so we'll see how that changes the shape of this Greenville attack. Anderson always playing out in the wings. Anguiano, more of a central player who typically plays deeper. Norty slides it along goal, saved by Garner. "15 more minutes of your 90 to go in this game. Union Omaha, if they hang on, would push themselves up to first place in the League One table with a game in hand amongst all of their competitors and viers for that top spot at the moment. Competing both in the race for first place in the Players' Shield, and also, of course, still in the mix of things in the Jägermeister Cup. Earned the 4th and final spot in the semifinals by scoring the most goals outside of the group winners. Estachuk couldn't bring it down. They'll get a second go at it, and they're going to blow the whistle with Ben Zakowski down. It'll be a free kick for Greenville, but perhaps some advantage could have been played there. Aron Gomez will be given the booking. Aron Gomez still indignant. And his teammates now got to usher him away. So a free kick for Greenville. Sometimes it's a set piece that can spark things for you. They're trying to mount a comeback. Ben Zakowski and Jamie Smith by it, and now it is only Zakowski. Federico Estachuk will also get some insight from Zakowski here, or give some, one way or another. Still a new member to this Greenville Triumph team. And Zakowski whip up something good here from the dead ball. He's given the go-ahead, and that will hit the wall. Dos Santos does well to bring it down. A lovely touch. But the clearance, maybe leaving something to be desired. Gets the job done, though. Jamie Smith switches the point of attack to Zakowski. Ben Zakowski with the cross inside, caught by Nuhu. Evan Lee was awaiting on the other end. But the long-time Owl goalkeeper, more than capable of stretching up to catch it. Bella to Malone. Rolls it forward. Zico Lewis. Tidy passes here from the Owls. Looking for their 9th win in league play this season. Currently in a great spot for it. Anguiano, most recent personnel adjustment in this game. Now Rodriguez. That one bobbling around Evan Lee, he's able to get it away. Now hauled. Taps it back over to Anguiano. Two goals in the second half for Union Omaha have given them the 2-goal lead they currently hold. And now a free kick for the Owls. And some appealing is being made after the fact. Around Gomez. Got the foul, but perhaps was hoping for a little more there. Ben Zakowski, the one who knocked him to the ground. Ten more minutes to go in this game. Greenville losing time to mount a comeback. Union Omaha, first place in the table, looking more and more likely. And a good answer after losing on the road against Spokane Velocity on Wednesday. Perhaps can pick up some momentum going in to their bout, their back-to-back bout in Windsor, Colorado, to play Northern Colorado in both the semifinals and in regular season play in the upcoming weekend. One more substitution will be readying for Dom Casciato. I'll let you know when that happens. Service dips down, caught by Garner. Quickly booted up the pitch, Christian Garner. Estachuk, a lovely touch to bring that one down. His acclamation been very smooth, according to Rick Wright. As Rodriguez, scorching the other way, gets pushed down. And that certainly will be a booking for Nate Schultz. We've had a couple of firsts today as far as yellow cards are concerned. We thought Brandon Fricke was going to get his first yellow card of the season. He did not. But this is Nate Schultz's first yellow card of the season, without a doubt. He knew what he was doing. But a dangerous free kick now for the Owls. That yellow card brought to you by Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. Misael Rodriguez. the one alone by the ball. Had a flurry of goals early in the season. The Owls would love for him to recapture some of that momentum going into this final stretch. He strikes and hits the wall, and a player is down after the fact. Took one straight to the head. And I think it's Jamie Smith who took that shot straight to the kisser. Which of course is going to warrant some concussion protocol here. Let's look at it again. Yep, that, I don't think you need me to tell me that that does not feel good. It's what you sign up for when you're on the wall, though, and of course, you're quote-unquote willing to make that sacrifice, but you certainly would prefer for it not to happen. Might have been seeing stars for a moment, but Jamie Smith is back up. He is required to come off the field for a moment. And now it'll be a drop ball, and looks like we'll just be giving possession to Omaha here. Popped up Dolabella, flicks it inside, punched away by Garner. Dos Santos nearly invented a goal there. Gallardo to Dolabella, back across. It's a wide open goal, but Dos Santos couldn't connect with it. And we're gonna get another whistle here. We may have some more contact on the other end. Garner gets in there, Dos Santos. While Garner was still out of position, tried to put it back on goal. And then Dolabella does well there. But Steven Dos Santos couldn't quite hit it cleanly. As we get our final substitution for Union Omaha, Brandon Knapp subs in for Zico Lewis. And that is some fortification on the part of Dominic Casciato. 5 more minutes plus stoppage time to go. Their objective can be simply to see this one through, as their busy stretch continues. Dolabella sends it skyward. Fricky stuck between Rodriguez and Dos Santos there. Rodriguez gets bested by the captain. There's a little stare down after the fact. Schultz up for Estachuk. Knocked away by Mastrantonio. Time running thin for Greenville here, but they have orchestrated some comebacks in the past here against Omaha, including what I believe was a great 3-3 draw between these two teams. Mentioned in the first half, a wonderful volleyed finish from Jacob Blabovitz. That was back in May of last year. It was a game they were also down 3-1, and they scored in the 74th and 76th minute. So this one would need to require even a little bit more magic. Rodriguez streaking down the left-hand side. Misael Rodriguez tried to release it. He may have just missed on the touch to get it across to Gomez. It'll bounce through. Jerome now plays it up to Gomez. A lot of real estate around him when he got the ball. 3 unanswered goals for Union Omaha, looking to be 3 points in their favor. Once again, this would put them at first place in the table. And look at the live standings. They currently sit there right now. They'd be tied with Charlotte Independence at 29 points, and the first tiebreaker in League One is wins, which they have 9 of versus Charlotte's 8. They also still have a game in hand against Charlotte, along with Forward Madison, who are the other 2 teams right now vying for that top spot coming into this weekend. Hauled. Couldn't drag that by Gomez. Now Gallardo. Sending that one in off target. Really happy to see Joe Gallardo out there. Was worried on Wednesday when he went down with that injury. It looked like it could have been pretty serious. Dom Cascio told me, yeah, he was worried the same thing when he saw it, but tested really well yesterday when they were checking to see how available, how fit he was, and lo and behold, seemed pretty ready to go. I thought he was gonna just be a full-on scratch and out for this game, and the good news came, and here he is. Not only has he had the chance to come in, but he's played some significant minutes in this game. It's not like one of those late game substitutions just to get your feet underneath you. So 90 minutes have rolled by. 5 more minutes to go. It's going to take something pretty heroic from Greenville now. Union Omaha doing so well here, especially in the second half, to answer what was a great goal by the visitors with a continued and persistent pressing of chances. Some could say some of the goals they scored in this game are lucky, but if you keep testing your luck, you keep pushing it, eventually you're going to get some things that bounce your way. Anguiano. Back to Corvino. Sikowski sends this ball inside, headed away by Jerome. Now Steven Dos Santos pushing it forward. Gomez making the run on the right-hand side. He'll chase it down. Our own Gomez. Bested by Jamie Smith. Good work there from Jamie Smith, the center back. Now the Triumph need to find some progress going the other way. Steven Dos Santos doesn't mind holding up the ball here now. Let more of that clock chisel off. Rodriguez inside for Dolabella. Dolabella shoots, and that one a bit too much air underneath it. Had a whole bubble of space around him, and he opted, why not let it fly? Three more minutes to go. McKinnon leapt up to keep it in play, but couldn't quite head it correctly. Nate Schultz sends this up the pitch, headed upward by McKinnon. Time ticking away here. Gomez tripped up. It'll be an Omaha free kick with 2 minutes to go. Ref saying watch the time to the fourth official. Gomez back up on his feet and we can get things going again here. Yeah, worth revisiting. It's a fun little scheduling oddity here for Union Omaha. As Rodriguez weaves it forward. Switches it over to Gallardo, but it's too far ahead of him. They're going to play Northern Colorado Hailstorm on Wednesday in the Jägermeister Cup semifinals. And then they got a quick turnaround on Saturday to play Northern Colorado Hailstorm again. It'll be very interesting to see the dynamic between those two games, one of them being a knockout semifinal and then the other being your typical regular season game. But we're into the final 2 months of the season, so these regular season games get fewer and fewer, which means they're more and more significant when it comes to the playoff race, both of which Omaha and the Hailstorm are in the thick of. Another yellow card brandished here by our head official. Free kick for Greenville. It's Luca Mastrantonio who gets the yellow card, his 6th of the season. Foul in the box means free kick for Omaha, and ref saying that one's further back. They've been particular about placement of throw-ins and free kicks the entire day, and they're not going to stop now. So the 5 minutes have transpired, though we did have a stoppage or two, but even with that in mind, seems Omaha have all but locked this one up. Garner back up the pitch. Gallardo may have lost it for a second, but it worked to his benefit. And now it's concluded here. 3 unanswered goals for Union Omaha means 3 points and first place in the USL League One table as they best their competitive rivals Greenville Triumph here at home. A regular season sweep for the Owls as we take a look at our man of the match, brought to you by Platinum Chiropractic and Wellness. It'll be Steven Dos Santos locking in this goal, the 3rd one of the day. The only goal that statistically belongs to a Union Omaha player. The assist from Dion Acop there, the dummy from Zico Lewis, also worth shouting out here. But the veteran up top, the one who will get our acknowledgement here on this broadcast, as this one makes its way final. 3-1 your final score, brought to you by Blackstone District. We'll step aside now. When we come back, we'll have our post-game thoughts here on ESPN+. We'll see you then.
How was your experience on the beginner course?
Light work, you know, this is normal for me.
All right, dear Tarzan.
Talk to me.
Big time.
Oh, 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 oh.
Yeah, come on, Vinny. Come on, Vinny.
Oh,
Bro, I was about to go, bro.
wow, crazy video here, boys.
We welcome you back to Papillion, Nebraska, where Union Omaha have bested their rivals, the Greenville Triumph 3-1. Brought to you by Blackstone District. Mark Schoenster here with you one last time on ESPN Plus as we wrap things up here with our full-time highlights. Let's take a look at the goals from this game. Starting off with Greenville taking the lead, and what a goal it was. Lion McKinnon slips by one, slips by two, slips by three, and then sneaks this one by two more defenders. And then Leo Castro, a thumping goal to give the visitors the lead, making their presence known. But from here on out, the Owls would respond well by continuing to knock on the door. And when you continually knock on the door, eventually you're going to get some things to bounce your way. And that's exactly what happened here. It bounces off of Tyler Polak into the back of the net 9 minutes after going down to make it 1-1 going into the halftime break. And Omaha kept on churning, kept on pounding, and they would find themselves in another great spot. Early on in the second half, Dion Akoff will be one-on-one with Tyler Polak. Yeah, night to forget for Tyler Polak, that's for certain, as this shot deflects off of the left back and into the back of the net for a second goal for Union Omaha to give them the lead. This, the game winner at the end of things. But you never feel too comfortable with a one-goal advantage, so got to keep on going, keep on pushing, and they would find the back of the net again under 10 minutes later. And Akoff gets into the stat sheet properly this time with an assist. Excellent dummy from Lewis. And of course, it's Steven Dos Santos putting it to the back of the net. Always so prone for scoring, especially when he gets it right around the penalty marker. So good at slotting it home. And there is how this one wraps up. Here are your full-time stats brought to you by Pepsi. A lot of shots on target, but it's Union Omaha who really had the better of the opportunities in the game, and the scoreline indicates it. They're going to get all 3 points. They're now at the top of the table, over top of the Jacks, and forward Madison by just a point over Madison, and by tiebreaker for the Charlotte Independents. So now they can look ahead to a Jägermeister Cup semifinal on Wednesday. Greenville will turn to Chattanooga next weekend for a road game there in league play. But that's it for us here, for our entire broadcasting crew. I'm Mark Schoenster saying thank you for tuning in. We hope you have a fantastic rest of your weekend, and we'll see you next time here on ESPN Plus. Your final score, Union Omaha 3, Greenville Triumph 1.
Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.